Hello, my presentation today is about human immunity. So human immunity, the first section is about the first and the second line of defense against disease. This presentation, I will demonstrate my understanding of non-specific defense disease by describing the first and the second line of defense, giving specific examples such as barriers of infection, inflammation, fever, and lung macrophage. I will also demonstrate the third line of defense, the secondary condition of tolerance, the immune system, and the immune system disorders. Then I will explain about the biology vaccine. First section. The first and the second line of defense against disease. There are four types of transmission of how the body gets infected. And these are direct contact, indirect contact, insect bite, and lastly, food contamination. The first line of defense consists of physical and chemical barriers to prevent entry of pathogens. According to Fitch M 2003 stated, the skin is the largest organ in the body and the most prominent physical barrier of defense. The skin epidermis provide the waterproof covering that prevent penetration of microorganisms, chemical irritants, and toxins. When the skin becomes graze or cut, this can heal itself quickly. The softness of the skin and the presence of the normal flora are made in defense. And this condition do not provide the right environment for bacteria to grow. The pathogens. Pathogens can also enter the body through the nose. The nasal cavities are coated with sticky mucus that traps microorganisms before they travel into the airwaves. Ganja and Shodowski 2018. The body also fights microorganisms using enzymes found in the secretion of internal mucous membrane. The membrane are responsible for the filtering infection agent, pathogen, and allergens while allowing nutrients to pass through. There are stomach acid, bile, pancreas, and enzymes, and intestinal secretion in the gastrointestinal tract that provide chemical barrier against infection. Gastrointestinal tract, most bacteria are flushed out in the urinary tract when the bladder empties. Eto and Marvel 2007. This is an effective barrier of infection for female and male sex. The second defense consists of non-range response such as inflammation, fever, and the role of macrophage. Inflammation is a psychological response that increases the white blood cells count at the site of infection. There are an increase in body temperature in inhibited bacterial growth and make immune cells work faster. According to WHO International, not dated, mentioned that the infected site might appear swollen and feel warm to touch because of extra blood and protein attracted to the infection. Large white cells are pathologized, engulf foreign materials. A range of blood protein contribute to the breakdown of ultimate removal of pathogens from the body. This stops the damage from spreading while promoting healing. Second section of immunity. The third line of defense, such as acquired immunity, is learned response from the body's immune system, determines ways to attach the antigen and to develop memory for that antigen. The role of different types of immune cells and immunoglobulins. Leukocytes, also known as the white blood cells, make up the body immune system. Tagina et al. 2021. White blood cells help to fight against infection and disease. All white blood cells are produced in the bone marrow. There are 5 different types of and the different roles. neutrophils. These are the white blood cells that are most common in the white blood cell. Their role is to block the access of germs into bloodstream, and is the first cells that reach an affected area in the body. Lymphocytes produce antibodies and make memory cells that remember previous infection. Monocytes. These are white blood cells that digest large particles in a wound. Eosinophils are white blood cells that release toxin to kill pathogens. Basophils. These are white blood cells that dilate blood vessels, allowing more immune cells to reach an infected site quicker. Palmer 2014. Immunoglobulins, also known as antibodies, have many functions, including recruitment of immune cells, neutralization of toxins, and removal of antigen. Immunoglobulins are arranged in a Y shape with a small chain having ability to bind the antigens. Self-recognition and tolerance are the body ways to tell apart itself and non-self. Their immune system can achieve this through antigens. The body can distinguish itself from foreign bodies through set of cell surface protein, MCH1, MCH2, and HLA, human leukocyte antigen. If MCH cells are present on the surface of antigen, the immune system will not attack when it encounters it. It recognizes it as itself. However, when the immune system encounters a new antigen for the first time that it does not recognize, it will attack, and the necessary immune system response will take place. Cucurullo RNA et al. 2016 stated that the level of immune system response varies. As the immune system does not have set of consistency, the level responds to a foreign antigen. An antigen is similar to one of that immune system has been before. The response level will lower and weaker. In contrast, the response level will be higher and more substantial if antigen was never seen before. During an organ transplant, the immune system may not recognize the marker of a cell like itself and can attack and reject an organ, treating itself as a foreign body. 3 types of rejection are hyperacute, acute, and chronic. The best way of avoiding rejection of an organ is much of itself as possible. There are different types of immune system disorder, but I'll elaborate on 2 specific immune system disorder, which is rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis, which is MS. Rheumatoid arthritis is common that causes pain, swelling, stiffness in the joints. Grass W 1988. This condition is most common in women than men. There are no potential cure for rheumatoid arthritis. Still, symptoms are treated with medicine and supportive therapy such as physiotherapy, eating a balanced diet and a healthy diet, regular exercise, and getting plenty of rest. Another type of immune system disorder is multiple sclerosis, MS. This condition affects the brain and affects the spinal cord, causing various symptoms including problems with vision, leg and arm movement, sensation and balance. Treatment for MS does include the short course of steroid medicine. Section 3. Section 3 I'll talk about the biology of vaccination. The category of acquired immune include natural, artificial, and passive active. Natural passive immune is when antibodies are passed from one person to the other, such as in the case of a mother to unborn child. Immunity passed on with this way can provide protection up to 6 months. Artificial immunity is gained when antigens are being introduced to the body via vaccine, which cause reaction in the immune system. According to Rowley D&A et al. 1973, elaborated that the reaction stimulated the production of antibodies and memory cells in the same way as active response. If the body should become affected with natural occurring antigens after being vaccinated, the body attacked and destroyed them and before the symptoms of the disease develop. This is called immunological memory. Active immunity has been described as resistance to a particular disease by creating naturally or artificially antibodies. Naturally active immune develop from exposure to a specific pathogen, such as the common cold. Stewart not dated. Once the day has been exposed to one, the immune system creates antibodies and attack the virus, stored in the memory B cells as immunity to the particular strain. The immune response to the vaccination include immunological memory. The vaccine contains a weakening and harmless version of a pathogen. Claim 2011. When a person is vaccinated, they are unlikely to develop a specific disease. However, the individual may suffer mild side effects from vaccination. If the person later gets infected with a pathogen, the white blood cells are produced rapidly and destroy all infection, and it is also known as immunological memory. The concept ahead of immunity says that when the population is protected with vaccination, it is less likely for the infectious disease to spread. Vaccination program aim to achieve herd immunity by vaccinating a significant portion of people in the community. Once enough people have been protected from contagious disease, the transmission is rapidly declining. Provide herd immunity with protects people who have not been received the vaccine. According to NHS UK, not dated, indicated that in 2022, a significant number of population got COVID-19 vaccination, making the infectious disease COVID-19 less spread compared to 2019 when most people were not vaccinated. There are factors affecting vaccination uptake, such as the region and belief, age of consent, incentives, provider of influence. The research of analysis paper study reported vaccine uptake has been lower in areas with a higher proportion of minority ethnic group population, and speculate that barriers, inconvenience, social demographic context, and lack of endorsement. Lack of vaccine offer a lack of communication from the trusted provider and community leaders. The NHS program for vaccine has made uptake of vaccine available and accessible for introducing vaccine such as influenza, COVID-19 vaccine, hepatitis A and hepatitis B, and for certain adult groups in local pharmacies. And children vaccination include diphtheria, polio, measles, tetanus, and influenza. And these vaccinations are given by the health visitors, nurses, and the GP. The most direct benefit of vaccination is protection for infectious and disease for oneself to people around. According to all such TJ 1999, expresses that vaccination reduces disease transmission. In some cases, vaccine may offer more protection to others than themselves. And for example, pregnant women give protection and immunity to unborn child. The vaccine may eradicate some diseases if enough people are vaccinated. However, vaccination has some side effects, such as sore arm on the injection site, headache, and drowsiness. Most of the side effects of the vaccination are temporary and do not last longer than 48 hours. Donald L. Etler, 1992. Vaccination saved the NHS thousands of pounds, and being able to prevent the disease is much more effective than treating the actual condition. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Thank you.